Good evening. Hello, friends. Welcome to Free Recovery Community. My name is Carrie, and I'm the Associate Executive Director here. For those of you who don't know who we are a recovery community for addicts, loved one of addicts, and spiritual refugees. One thing that we definitely don't do here is shame. If there's ever anything that we can do to support you in your recovery, we have meetings over 35 throughout the week of all different kinds. We also host amazing events like this, sober open mic nights. We have trauma-informed yoga. And for those of you who are joining us online, you can also live stream us on Saturday nights at 7 p.m. I do want to make one small announcement before we get in. Somebody left a cell phone in the restroom. We found the owner. Thank you. So anyway, I do want to welcome up. So the Sober Open Mic, we do partner with both the Hornbuckle Foundation as well as the Phoenix. And so if you wouldn't mind, please giving a round of applause to Vince from the Phoenix.
My cue. Okay. What's up, everybody? My name is Vince. I'm the Community Engagement Manager at the Phoenix. So happy to see you all. Thanks for being here at the Sober Open Mic Night series in partnership with Free Recovery Community. This is third year running. This open mic has really grown into something special, and I very much look forward to these. So if you've never heard of the Phoenix, we are a national organization igniting a sober active movement. What that means is we produce a lot of really cool events, all for free to anybody with at least 48 hours of sobriety. And so if you have 48 hours of sobriety, you can participate in all of our programming for free. That's anything from fitness-based activities, CrossFit, yoga, boxing, to outdoor activities like hiking, mountain biking, rock climbing. We produce sober concerts. We partner to produce open mic nights. We have sober sections at music festivals. We have art showcase events. Any way that we can build sober community, we do it, and it's all free. A lot of people come for the events that we produce, but people stay for the community connections that they build. And the type of community at the Phoenix, to give you an idea, if this is your first Phoenix event, we honor sobriety and recovery. So please, all that we ask when you attend a Phoenix event is you have at least 48 hours substance free. Also, we welcome everyone. So no matter what you're rising from, everyone is welcome at our Phoenix events. We strive to create safe spaces. So our behavior and our language that we use while we're at Phoenix events is safe and inclusive. So please be respectful to each other. Also, we rise together. So lift each other up. We're building a movement across the nation to address the way that our nation addresses addiction. So thank you all for being here. I want to thank Colorado Artists in Recovery and the Hornbuckle Foundation for their support of the 2024 Open Mic Series. Without them, we couldn't have done it. And a thank you to Free Recovery Community. So please, a round of applause for them. And I'm going to bring up Debbie Shear, our host for the evening, to keep us going.
It's a tiny step. Thanks, Vince. Hi, everybody. How are you? Yeah, it's so great to see everyone. By a show of hands, how many of you have been to an open mic here before? Oh, so you all liked it enough to come back. Or maybe you didn't like it and you thought we're going to give them one more chance. That works too. How many of you, this is your first time here for an open mic? Well, welcome, welcome. We're so happy to see you. My name is Debbie Shear, and I'm the person who can't keep my phone in my pants. Well, not my pants, but that too. In my pocket. I can't tell you how many times a day I leave my phone in the bathroom. At home, everywhere. It's a thing. So we have a great night tonight, lots of diversity in the lineup. Just to remind you, if you are performing, it's 6 minutes, and at 5 minutes, our fine, fabulous AV crew, they're going to light you with a gentle, it's not like a Broadway light. It's more of a flashlight. What would you say? Here we go. Example. So that's at 5 minutes. At 6 minutes, that will happen again. And at 6:01, I know we don't do shame, but we do high-level mockery. And listen, that's what I live for. So I just want you all to know that right now. I want to bring up something that's really serious for a moment, so I hope you will all just bear with me. And I want to talk about a topic that we're not talking about enough. And that is the fact that this shirt is an extra large. And I am pissed about it because I'm 5'10", $178, and I typically wear an extra large, and I would get arrested if I went outside in this. Yet this is what is being sold as an extra large. So it reminds me of an experience I had at a store years ago. They've gone to online now, but has anyone heard of the store called Bebe? B-E-B-E. Do you know what that stands for? What that is in Spanish? Baby. And that's because you have to be the size of a baby to shop there. So when I walk in, which I did when they were open in Cherry Creek Mall, it's like Shrek walking through the doors. And I didn't say Fiona, I said Shrek, which means that the sales crew ignores me because I'm an eyesore or an abomination to them. So I walked in, I was promptly ignored, and I needed to find a dress. And I'm not sure why I was drawn in there, but I did find some extra larges, maybe a double XL, and I went into the dressing room, and that is promptly where I got stuck in the double XL dress. Some of those dresses you can put on, but you cannot take them off the same way that you put them on. And I was struggling, but I knew I couldn't reach out for help because they didn't even know I was there. They had ignored me. So the only thing that I could do when I started to sweat and panic was to very quietly tear the dress to get out of it. And then I did the next logical thing, which any responsible shopper would do. I shoved it under the bench and hid it from view. And then I left and I walked out and I said, goodbye, thank you so much. And somebody had to clean up the dressing rooms that night, and what they discovered was just a dress that was in shreds. It had been shredded. So this pisses me off. It's a little bit of a trauma response for what happened years ago. So why don't we get started? Shall we get started? We're going to kick things off with poetry. Where is Samantha? Oh, hello. Welcome, welcome. So give it up for Samantha Messer. Hi. Thank you. Yes.
Hello, good evening. So this will be my second time doing this. I did this almost, I got up into this almost a year ago, right here, and made the mistake of asking to hold the microphone. So by the time I was done, I was shaking like this, and you couldn't really hear me. So I appreciate this. A little bit of backstory. So January 10th of 2023, I had a heart attack and half-hour CPR. So I wasn't really given a choice to get sober. It was stay sober or stay dead. Now, a year and a half later, or 562 days, thanks to Sobriety House and where I work full-time, the Harm Reduction Action Center, I've made a whole new life for myself. I feel like an adult. I have business cards with my name on them. It's crazy. I'm all grown up, guys. And I have people who tell me, because of my job, like, oh, you're just helping people do drugs. No, I'm helping people stay alive until they can find their recovery. Because dead people don't recover. So, all right, here we go. Who the fuck are you that you think you can tell me what to do? That you think you can tell me how I feel? Tell me what's imaginary and what's real? Try to bring me down to wallow with you in the dark, to make me question who I am and deny my spark. So then, who am I? I was the girl who used to sell her soul for the approval of others. Always in pursuit of the wrong things, I became a bad person, a bad friend, a bad mother. But that's in the past where it's gonna stay. Let me tell you about who I am today. I'm the woman who's learned that I'd rather try and fail than never try at all. And that when I do fail, I can pick myself up, dust myself off, and continue to stand tall. Who's seen that sometimes one door slams shut so I can get to the better one I didn't know was at the end of the hall. The woman who's realized that boundaries are healthy and needed, it's okay to say no. And that sometimes it's necessary to let unhealthy people go. The woman whose smarts didn't all come from a book, who learned so much on the streets about what life gave and people took. And who's realized that the least interesting thing about me is the way I look. I am the woman that lets nothing get in her way and who always tries to brighten your day. I am the light shining so bright I can show others the way. I illuminate the darkness in people's lives every day. I very often am called an angel and am told I inspire in many ways. This is an outward sign of my inward commitment, and hear me when I say, this is my hard-earned badge of honor, and I'll be damned if you'll take it away.
Give it up one more time for Samantha. This is... and Samantha, you said that you did this once before. Last September you did it, and so you came back. I did. Thank you for coming back to do that again. That's amazing, right? So we all can agree, right? This is such a supportive room, and what we know is that anytime you share something, it's a big deal. And when you share something that's so vulnerable, right, it's really beautiful to have people kind of hold you in that space. So well done. Well, let's keep moving. Our next performer is so amazing. She has 2 initials for her name, right? Let's give it up for KK.
Wait here. Hi. All right, I think we're good to go. All right, thank you, Debbie, for that wonderful introduction. It's so good to be here. I just want to express my gratitude once again for everybody who helps put this space on and everybody who shows up. I look forward to this so much, as I know so many other people do as well. So I've got 2 songs for you tonight. I'll try and get through them quickly so I don't get kicked off, but this first song is a cover. It's called Skin and Bones, and it's by an artist by the name of Morgan St. Jean, who I adore. And the message of this song I really relate to at this point in my life, and I just wanted to bring it to this stage. So I hope you enjoy. Jesus Christ, good girl, don't you know that you could be perfect? Just stick to the way that you've learned it. They say you will make a pretty bride, meet a man and build a life this world's is what's been working. But if I'm being honest, it's a little more complex. I don't love a body that's just skin and bones, that's not somebody. I don't love for reasons that they taught me. Maybe we're missing the point. Girls who love girls and boys who love boys. Truth is, it's not black and white, there's not a blueprint. Call me what you like, I'm just a human. Maybe I love them all equal. Maybe I just love people. They say men don't care and men don't cry. Get a job and find a nice good girl. She's not asking too many questions. But I'm second guessing. 'Cause if I'm being honest, it's a little more complex. I don't love a body that's just skin and bones, that's not somebody. I don't love for reasons that they taught me. Maybe we're missing the point. Girls who love girls and boys who love boys. Truth is, it's not black and white, there's not a blueprint. Call me what you like, I'm just a human. Maybe I love them all equal. And maybe I just love people. Maybe I just love people. Thank you. Okay, I've got one more for you guys. This one I wrote. This is called I Cried. This is shaping up to be the first single off of my new album. You can follow me at Caitlin K Creative at TikTok, where I post little blurbs of what's going on. So we'll see if this becomes the first album. The other day I put a dance beat underneath it in the studio, walked out not knowing who I was. So we'll see what happens. But I hope you guys enjoy. Oh, and by the way, this is about letting go when you don't want to, which I think we can all relate to. Today, we talked today. I cried. Today, you closed the door today. I cried. 'Cause I can't take the past today, and I can't face the way we've changed, and I can't go back in time. I can't go back in time, and I can't pace the way you win, and I can't change the things I did, but I could change for you this time. There is no time, so today we talk. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So good. So good. Now, you said you're on the TikTok, otherwise known as TikTok. What about the Instagram? See, I'm over 20. Oh, you're private on the... Yeah, that's fair. But can you repeat how people can find you on TikTok?
Caitlin K Creative. At Caitlin K Creative.
Okay.
I post little blurbs from in the studio with my amazing producer, Will Schneider, who I met through CARE. Shout out Darren. So, yes.
There you go. Okay, so follow. Thank you, KK. So that really goes for any of the performers. If they, a lot of the performers have like an album coming out or doing comedy, and really following people on social media is free, and it goes such a long way to the sponsors or anybody that you like. So make sure that you follow them. So, events like this could never really happen without the support of sponsorship. We have two great sponsors. I'm going to bring up one of our sponsors right now so he can share a few words. I met Darren with Colorado Artists in Recovery. It's 3 years, right? 3.5 years ago. I was hosting the Sober Space at Pride Fest. That was the first year that we had a Sober Space. And we met. Is that how we met? That is how we met. See, my memory, I'm still irritated about the short shirt, but I remember that. That happened years ago, but I don't remember. No, I do remember. And we became fast friends. I just love everything that they do, their mission, and a wonderful human and a wonderful organization. So, Darren, why don't you come up and share a few words about your fabulous nonprofit?
Hi, everybody. My name is Darren Valdez. I'm with Colorado Artists in Recovery. I think you'll notice the theme tonight, all the organizations that are supporting this event and all the events this year are people in recovery who chose to dedicate their lives to helping other people in recovery find a solution, right? The Hornbuckle Foundation is all about empowering you to serve others, right? Phoenix is all about giving you a plethora of opportunities to find community throughout the United States and abroad. They even go across the pond, right? Colorado Artists in Recovery was an idea I had 3 years ago, or 4 years ago. And when I was working at Sobriety House, and I saw so many individuals come into the treatment center, and it was like, once you take away our phones, there's nothing to do, right? But I would get them some art supplies, and I'd encourage them to bring their musical instruments, and I would play my violin in the office, and they would peek their head in, and they would tell me these stories about how they used to play guitar, or they used to play violin, and they used to do these things when they were younger, and then they gave it up when they started using, right? So now that you're in recovery, you get all this time on your hands, and you'll get to a point in your recovery where you're starting to get it, right? You got your job, and you got your place, and life is starting to make sense, and you're doing a good job, but there's something missing, right? And that's what happened to me. There was something missing 3 years in my recovery. And I got severely depressed, and I didn't know if I wanted to go on. And a woman introduced me to the violin. And it was hard. It was really difficult. But there was something about that instrument that just brought out my soul, my spirit. And it spoke to my heart. And there's a creative endeavor for all of you. There's something that you can dip your toe in. And it's something you wanted to do when you were 8 years old, right? With KK, she started came into one of our piano classes. And who knew? And now she's blossoming into this performer. And when she's up there, her soul is smiling. So once you're ready for a new level in recovery, there's so much more out there you can do. At Colorado Artists in Recovery, we give you a lot of free opportunities to dip your toe in all kinds of experiences. Poetry, art, music, all these things are free. All the things at Phoenix are free. We want you to find a community of people to support you. 12-step, and all the meetings are incredible. Our counselors are amazing, but there's a part that you get to choose. You get to find out what uniquely suits you. And we are so lucky in Denver to have so many different opportunities for you guys to find that thing that you love. Thank you for having us up here. Thank you for coming in here to your time, giving us your time and enjoy, and thank you for coming to support these wonderful artists.
Thank you, Darren. They have a great fundraiser. That was in December, right? And was it catered by Same Cafe? Am I making all of this up? Which is sometimes what I do. A fabulous fundraiser, so keep an eye on them, keep an eye on the Phoenix, and go out and support them when they have these opportunities to show your support. We're going to keep moving along with some more music. Where's our friend Dylan? Dylan Hurwich. Where's Dylan? There he is. Hello, hello. Welcome, Dylan, to the stage. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did you say that this is your first time performing here? No, second time. And when was your first time? Sometimes it does. January. Okay, so we're welcoming you back to the stage. Okay, awesome. All right, thank you.
Cool, thank you. I'm going to adjust this a little bit. I have one of these in my living room, and I perform for my plants. They always love me. No, but I was going to do 2 songs, but I'm a little long-winded in general, so I'll do one and see how much time I have. Yeah, I'm Dylan. This is pretty special to be a sober person at an event like this. There's something that feels safer than just playing out with people that I don't know, because I know something about everyone if they're here. So, yeah, I got sober in 2015 after like 23 years of feeling, you know, like it was a dead-end life and I didn't fit in anywhere. I'm sure we all relate to that. And there was something familiar about going to 12-step programs, and I realized that there's a familiarity even in doing new things like playing original music in front of people. And I think it has something to do with the fact that, like, I'm not supposed to die an alcoholic death. And it's nice that, I don't know if anyone is, but, so I wrote this song because my mom got me this book by Dr. Seuss, Oh, the Places You'll Go, when I was like a year sober. And she gave me a little pendant that's my grandma's thumbprint. And we have a really good relationship, but yeah, I was thinking about places I've been. So this is going to talk about some stuff that maybe is graphic, and yeah, there's a good ending, I hope. So it's called Oh, the Places. Cop cars and cuffs, psych wards and rough, salty waters. Slammed into the bottom, went down with the ship. The places I've been: a house by the river, unattended jars of M&Ms left on the shelf. I was crying for help. The places I've been, all the ships that I've taken just to land in my skin. Oh, the places I'll go, the places I've been. Places I'll go, places I've been. Built in the basement, some older woman slipped a 16-year-old to methadone. The places I've been: drank Svedka and rehab, OD'd in a prefab house. When my folks kicked me out, Mama, look at me now. The places I've been, all the shapes that I've taken just to land in my skin. Oh, the places I'll go, the places I've been, the places I'll go, places I've been. Pushing a decade on borrowed time, surprised to find the ways we're connected by our pain. Let it be known, you're never alone. I know the places you've been. You're never alone, no matter how far down you go. You're never alone. But if you already gone, see you when we get home. Oh, the places we'll go. Oh, the places we'll go. Oh, the places we'll go. Thank you.
Thank you, Dylan. Thanks for choosing to come back. We appreciate that. We hope we see you in the next one. Yes, keep coming back. That's great advice. And we're glad that you followed it. So thank you so much. So, you all have learned about Free. That's where we are right now. We've learned a little bit about the Phoenix. We have talked about Colorado Artists in Recovery. We have one more organization, one of our fabulous sponsors, and that is the Hornbuckle Foundation. So I'm going to ask our friend Sarah to come on up here and chat a little bit. And then are you going to give us a little yumminess? Oh, we're in for a big, big treat. So thank you to our sponsor, Sarah. Yeah, remind me of her name. Bella, your fabulous daughter, Bella. Okay, all right. You're gonna share some stuff. I know you are. Okay. Let me see if am I giving her this or you want her to have one of those? Okay.
He said no.
Don't get him angry.
Well, I'm Sarah, and it was funny because last time I was just like, this is my daughter, and we got off the stage, and you're like, well, what is her name? And I have completely forgotten to say what her name is. So I come in here earlier, and Darren, he always has this like beautiful setup and remembers the candles, and like he always seems like has it together. But he comes in, and the first thing he does is ask me about professional development and how to improve. And I love being able to be around peers who work in the recovery industry. We're all trying to do the same thing, like he mentioned. We're trying to help keep people alive, help people recover, unite families back together. Most of all, find your people and find your passion. So I found it hilarious because I was like, I showed up with nothing. Like, I didn't even remember a flyer tonight. And it's just because that's how life happens. And the cool thing about recovery is that we're allowed to have a lot of grace with ourselves. At the Hornbuckle Foundation, we make a lot of mistakes. We do a lot of really, really awesome things, and we get to see a lot of people grow and thrive and recover, but we also allow room for ourselves to have grace. We provide sober living scholarships for people that are coming out of residential treatment, and we pair that with our recovery coaching, which is like a life coach, but somebody that's in recovery themselves. I have a life coach. I have a personal person as well because I can't always keep it together. So what we do is we create a community of people that we have grace with each other, but we also have accountability. We have mentorship. We have friendship. We are your advocates. We are your cheerleaders. Recently, me and my staff had to go to a court date, and like 6 of us showed up because we had worked with this particular individual, and we wanted to make sure that there was an army of people so this person didn't go to jail. I wanted to do the wave when we got a good outcome from the case, but my husband told me no, and he's the executive director, which is fine. I'll take it. But I love what I get to do, and I love that when I'm really hard on myself or think that I'm not doing enough or I get embarrassed, like I remember that I'm a person in recovery and it's all about progress and not perfection, and I can go, you know what, Darren brought enough for both of us, we're good. And next time. So, hornbucklefoundation.org, you can Google us. We have a grief support group on Tuesdays. We have youth night on Thursdays where we teach kids ages 11 to 16 how to play music and instruments and do arts. We have fentanyl awareness nights, and we also have a really cool poker run coming up. So if anybody rides a motorcycle, wants a poker run, you do it on a motorcycle or a car, if you like, and it's really inexpensive, but all the proceeds go to support our Sober Living Scholarship Program. So I am going to invite my beautiful and amazing daughter, her name is Bella Hornbuckle, to come join me. So Bella and I started singing together. I was doing gigs up until I was about 9 months pregnant with her. Well, I still do gigs, but specifically with you. And so I always hoped that she would grow up and she would want to sing, and she'd want to sing with me, because I'm a lot, right? I'm a lot. And I was a lot when she was 9 and 10, and I used to make her cry because I'd go too fast, and I'd just be so excited about it, you know? And then as she went through middle school, she'll be a freshman this year, she was able to really gain the confidence as a leader in her choir, and these open mic nights that I started bringing her in January, it has really helped. So thank you for being here, because part of being an artist, part of being a performer and a musician is being able to practice in front of people who, you know, won't judge you or get drunk and say, you know, disrespectful remarks towards you, or tell you how to sing correctly or whatever. And so I love this, and that's why we wanted to sponsor this, because this is a place where you can make mistakes and we see beauty in those mistakes. So we're going to do a little Mary J. Blige. You know, it's funny, I had to get a guitar just for this, because my other guitar picks up the cell tower that's right above us. So I had to get a different one. So this one works great. Be with you, gotta be with you, need to be with you. Oh, I wanna be with you, gotta be with you, need to be with you. Chemistry was crazy from the get-go, and neither one of us knew why. We didn't build nothing overnight, 'cause a love like this takes some time. It was more it off as a phase. Yeah, we can't see that from top to bottom. Can't see that we did that. Yes, it's so true that we've been through it. Yes, we got real shit. See, baby, we've been too strong for too long, and I can't be without you, baby. And I'll be waiting up until you get home, 'cause I can't sleep without you, baby. Anybody who's ever loved, they know just how I feel. Too hard to fake it, nothing can replace it. Call the radio if you just can't be without you, baby. I got a question for you. You already know the answer, but still I wanna ask you, would you lie? No. Make me cry? No. Do something behind my back and then try to cover it up? Well, neither would I. Baby, my love is only your love. I'll be faithful, I'm for real, and without you I waste all the day. We've been too strong for too long, and I can't be without you, baby. And I'll be waiting up until you get home, 'cause I can't sleep without you, baby. Oh, if anybody who's ever loved you knows just how I feel. Too hard to fake it, nothing can replace it. Call the radio if you just can't be without you, baby. See, this is real talk, I'ma always stay. No matter what, good or bad, right or wrong, every day. I know we get down on love, I don't believe this ain't for you. Oh,
the same for you.
And if you got a deep in your heart, deep down you know that it's true.
Come on,
Let me see you put your hands up.
Hands up, fellas, tell your lady she's the one.
Fellas, tell your lady she's the one. Oh, and put your hands up.
Hands up, ladies, let 'em know we've got you love.
Look him right in his eyes and tell him we've been too strong for too long.
And I can't be without you, baby.
I'll be waiting up until you get home.
'Cause I can't live without you, baby.
If anybody who's ever loved you knows it's how I feel. Too hard to fake it, nothing can replace it. Call the radio if you just can't live without you, baby.
I wanna be with you, gotta be with you, need to be with you. Oh, I wanna be with you, gotta be with you, need to be with you. I wanna be with you, gotta be with you, need to be with you.
Y'all, she's been working on that note all week long. Did she nail it? Yeah.
Give it up one more time for Sarah and Bella. That was awesome. So I just want to point out that our sponsors don't do this because they have to, right? They sponsor this because they're really committed and dedicated. So we want to make sure that we show them love right back. Bella, I have a question for you. I know you're going to be a freshman, and so you and your mom, I'm making an assumption you text back and forth. Do you communicate that way in text messages? Do you text your mother just one letter as an answer, or do you actually text her a full sentence? Oh my gosh. One emoji. But you will actually text, but you said your brothers. So I have two teenagers. They're 17 and 13, and they're males, and that's all I'm going to say about that. But the thing is that, like, when I am invested in somebody in any conversation, even if KK and I are texting, it's as if I'm sitting down with you across from you at a coffee shop, and I'm having that level of conversation in a text message, which I realize nobody likes. And my feelings get hurt on the regular because it's 14 pages, and my 17-year-old will say, "Kay." And I don't actually know what that K is referring to because I did a complete 14-minute story over text message. So I just wanted to get a pulse of the teens in America. I think we're going to keep moving on with some more music. Where is Laura? Where's our friend Laura? Here we go. Welcome, Laura, to the stage. Laura, have you performed up here before? I love this even more. Well, welcome, welcome. So happy to have you. What do you need?
I have my friend who's bringing up his guitar.
What a nice friend.
I know.
Okay, so you're going to need a microphone. All right, we've got it here. Okay, awesome. Well, we're excited. Thank you so much. And what is your name? Brad. Okay, awesome. Thanks. Good to meet you.
Hi there, I'm Laura. This is Brad. Hey. And if I make it through to tomorrow, which it looks pretty good that I'm here tonight, then I will have 60 days. So that's good. I've had a few relapses, and so but I'm thinking it's going to stick this time. So, for the other, it's really hard to follow up that act, by the way. I'm like, but on that note, my daughter, when she was in high school and then through college, did voice and singing, and all we do is jam in the car the whole time. So it's great. And so I'm living by her life vicariously by singing on stage myself. And so that's really fun. I'm just going to do a Dave Matthews cover. It's the first song that he wrote when he was really young. He sang it in a Blockbuster, if any of you guys remember Blockbuster videos. And it's about when he broke up with his girlfriend, and he was really upset about that. I think he was trying to win her back by writing this song. But when I think about this song, I think about the relationships that I lost when I was drinking, which was really 2 marriages and a job, and I lost a lot. I mean, there was a lot of change right before I decided to give up the chemical life. So this is called I'll Back You Up. I remember thinking I'll go on forever, only knowing I'll see you again. But I know the touch of you is hard to remember, and like that touch I know no other. And for sure we have danced in the risk of each other. Would you like to dance around the world with me? I'll be falling all about my own thing, and I know you're the heaviest weight. When you're not here, that's hung around my head, and your lips burn wild, thrown from the face of a child. In your eyes, the scene of the greatest view. Hey, do what you will, always walk where you like your steps. Do as you please, I'll back you up. I remember thinking sometimes we walk, sometimes we run away. But I know no matter how fast we are running, somehow we keep up with each other. I'll be falling all about my own thing, and I know you're the heaviest weight. When you're not here, that's hung around my head, and your lips burn wild, thrown from the face of a child. In your eyes, the scene of greatest view. Hey, do what you will, always walk where you like your steps. Do as you please, I'll back you up. I'll be falling all about my own thing, and I know you're the heaviest weight. When you're not here, that's hung around my head. Thank you.
Oh. Thank you, Laura. Awesome. Yes, thank you so much. Well, we certainly hope you come back again. Now that you've that first time, right? Now you can come back several times. Well, we're going to keep going. We have some folks who have joined us, and so we've got a couple of more performers, so we're going to keep rolling through. Where's our friend Brian? We're going to move into some comedy. Here he is, all the way in the back. Give it up for Brian Fouche. Hello, Brian. How are you? Awesome. Okay, Here we go. Warning, he does dumb things.
Want to do another round of applause for the musicians. You guys were incredible. I tell you, nothing impresses me more than somebody that can sing and play an instrument at the same time. It's amazing. I can barely drive and turn the radio on at the same time. I do music, AM, FM, tapes. I can still do the old 8-tracks because I'm from the 80s. Any Gen Xers out there? Huh? See, you guys don't understand. We are the veterans of World War III. You know, we were the guinea pigs. You know, in the 80s, smoking was healthy. I don't know if anybody remembers an old Dudley Moore movie with Kirk Cameron. You know, he was a doctor, and they literally smoked in the hospital. Right? I was watching this at 10 years old, and my parents were like, don't smoke. And, you know, they thought it was funny, though, because there were a lot of adults back in the 80s that gave kids cigarettes just because they thought it was funny. Like, look at him smoking. You know, they gave us the gum, had the little cigarette. It was the smoker starter pack, right? You know, you guys, you know, we figured out smoking was bad for you. You know, all you vapors out there, anybody got a vape? Thank us, huh? Thank us. God, I would have loved to have been a vapor. You know, instead I smoked cigarettes for 30 years. I mean, when I was 10, my role models were the Marlboro Man and Joe Cool. You know, a lot of brainwashing going on. Let me back up, though. First off, I was born to nerds. My parents are 80 and 82. My mom and dad are 80 and 82, and they grew up in the 50s. And in the 50s, girls wanted to be moms. They wanted to be housewives. You know, guys wanted to be soldiers, and that's what my father was. My dad was a captain in the Navy. My grandfather was a commander in the Navy, served in China. My great-grandfather left Europe at 12 years old as a cabin boy on a boat. Like, just took off. And so, you know, I came along and listening to We're Not Gonna Take It, right? I'm 12 years old. Nothing's going on at home. No TV. We have 3 TV channels, right? The 4th channel came along in 1986. That's when Fox was released. So that's how boring it was at home. No tablets, just music, right? Then Beastie Boys came along, right? Got to fight for your right to party, right? I mean, that's what they were teaching us through the music. But my parents, June and Maude Cleaver, right? They knew nothing about drugs, alcohol. They knew nothing about it. They figured that the Nancy Reagan "just say no" motto was going to work. You know, they believed that. You know, the problem was they lied to us, right? There was a lot of lying going on in the 20th century. Not just the smoking. You know, it was really suspicious. My parents went to church every single Sunday. I went to Bible school. And I got to be honest, some of the stories just didn't click. You know, they said Jesus came here to live the sins of man, right? But Mary Magdalene said that wasn't his wife, right? How's he going to live the sins of man if he doesn't have a wife? I mean, anybody been married? It is not easy. Not easy at all. I've been married 11 years. My wife is fabulous. We are deeply in love. We were both addicts, which makes it fun. You know, however, I decided long ago that I would rather be married than single and an addict, you know, because at least we're a team, you know. We bounce off each other. We do really well together. We are in remission, however, right now, so it's not contagious. So fear not. But you never know. I mean, I've been doing this thing for 30 years. I first saw crack when I was 16 years old. You know, parents had no clue. My older sister was a virgin on her wedding day, never did a drug. My other sister was 9 years older, off to college. It's like they skipped the whole temptation thing. And then at 16, my best friend's older brother was like, hey, here's some crack. Here's some hookers. And, you know, so my nerd family, I was like, they really don't know what they were talking about, you know, because they told me pot was bad. You know, back in the 80s, you know, it's a Schedule I. I think it's in some states in Alabama, marijuana is still just as bad as crack, just as bad as heroin, which is crazy to me because I don't know if you've been to Alabama, but it still seems like it's the 80s there. You turn on the radio station, they're still playing Cyndi Lauper, and they're just getting into that phase of life. But, you know, being a crackhead is not all bad. I can figure out a lot of shit. You know, I can go for days. You know, my kids don't understand it. Like, if we have a work project, I can work 18-hour days. My son's like, how the hell do you do it? I mean, I did 6 years in prison. I mean, I've dreamt of crawling home from 1,200 miles. I was in prison up in Delaware, and my family was in Florida. And in prison, you really understand pain. Addiction. If you're a drug addict living on the street, fighting a disease, you really understand pain. So what I've learned is addicts, people who've really been through hell, those are the strongest people on the planet. They have the potential to soar higher than anybody. I've met some addicts that, you know, come back and are just the most amazing people you possibly imagine. You know, we've got some celebrities, Whitney Houston, famous crackhead, Scott Weiland, Stone Temple Pilots. I mean, everybody knows who does Tiger Blood, right? Charlie Sheen. We've got a new possible president, Hunter Biden. He's soon to be the president of the Crackhead Society. Not sure about his dad, though. I mean, that's what it looks like after you smoke crack for a few days. I mean, I'm wondering if that could be Joe's demise. Anyway, all right, my name's Brian. I got to go. Thank you all.
Thanks, Brian. I don't know, Brian. I don't think the addiction worked out well for Whitney Houston. I just wanted to say, when you mentioned her name, I was like, wait a minute. You what? Oh, she had the best. Are you kidding me? Okay, listen, that we are on the same page for. So we're going to take a quick break, just a 10-minute break, just to get people an opportunity to stand up, leave your phone in the bathroom, whatever you need to do. And also, if you have not yet checked in out front, that's super important for the Phoenix. The numbers do matter, so please take a moment and do that if you haven't yet done it. And I don't know, is the cafe still open or are they closed? They're open, so if you need to support them, that's always great news. And we'll see you back here in 10 minutes. Thanks so much. Well, hello, hello. Welcome back. Welcome back. They're all trying to find their phones in the bathroom. That is exactly what's happening. Darren's going to go out there and get them. Bobby, you would be great at that job. Just wrangling cats, right? That's your thing. He's ignoring me, but we have a special relationship. I know, I'm kidding. Well, we're going to keep this train moving, and I always say those who are in the room are those who are meant to be in the room. So that's just the way it is, right? That's the way it is. So people will probably continue to trickle in, and that is fine with us. So I do have a question. Is our friend Brody here? We were unsure. It looked like they signed up online, but maybe didn't check in. So anybody Brody or anybody not wanting to be Brody, and now you're averting eye contact, that happens too. All right. No Brody. Okay. Well, we're going to move on then to our next performer. We're really excited to have, I think, Deb, is this your first time performing here? Yes, so not her first time performing, that's for sure, but her very first time performing here. And we're really excited to bring Deb Listoka, and she's going to bring us some comedy, more comedy. You can never have too much comedy. All right, thank you.
Sure. Can I have one of those stools too, please? No. To put my tiny notebook on? Great, thank you. All right, everyone's still vaping, I see. All right, that's cool. No problem. You guys, I did not know that my comedy trajectory would bring me to doing a set in a showroom of the West Elm, but here we are. Very nice. It's very classy. I don't know if you've ever been to a open mic outside of a church, but they are not normally this nice, you guys. Has anyone been to an open mic in another venue? Okay, yes, a couple of you. They're trash, right? Total trash. In a bar, people not paying attention. It's about like 18 comics looking at their phones. Well lit, TV's on, not cool, you guys. This is really spoiling me. Next time I go to do a mic, I'm gonna be like, where's my furry ass rug, okay? I want a blooming cactus in the background, a fireplace that's themed to the Tennessee Titans, okay? I'm not gonna be able to work without those conditions. This is pretty classy, you guys. I live in a neighborhood called Villa Park. It's located in West Denver, and I'm pretty sure it's one of the few neighborhoods in town that has yet to be gentrified. And I know this because I still see more face tattoos than golden doodles walking around. I think that's how we're defining that now. Those face tattoos can be kind of hard to read sometimes because they're written in that old English script, but I was standing next to this guy at the bodega the other day, so I got a pretty good look at his. It says, I buy houses for cash. So maybe the neighborhood is changing. Welcome back, vapors. Welcome back, my friends. I felt so out of place. I did not have a vape when I was outside, and I felt like a little kid, and I was like, I don't have the cool thing, you know? I don't have it. Thank you guys for coming back. Appreciate it. I recently realized that it is the women who are out there making things happen. Ladies, give it up for yourselves. Hell yeah. That's right. The other day I was at home. My boyfriend just randomly shouts out from the kitchen, hey, Deb, we're almost out of oatmeal. Guess what? The next day there is magically more oatmeal on the shelf. You want to know why? I made that bitch go to the store and get some more. That's right. Women are making things happen, you guys. I did not know if I could curse in here because I saw it was a church. I wasn't sure. And then that like badass poet lady was like, who the fuck do you think you are? Right out of the gate. And I was like, okay, I like this place. This is cool. This is cool. Here's a fun fact for you. Did you know the average person has sex with at least 8 ghosts per year while sleeping? Yeah. No wonder why I'm so gassy. You have to imagine that when they come, it's just like, pff. I'm not sure why ghosts only do anal, but who am I to judge, right? Appreciate that, you guys. Welcome back. Welcome. We're just talking about highbrow stuff in here. I quit drinking a couple years ago. Thank you, the one person. I thought this was supposed to be a supportive community. You're like, old hat, whatever. We've heard it before. Yeah, quit drinking a couple years ago. About 6 months after I quit drinking, I started to do stand-up comedy. In retrospect, I realized I was just looking for a way to replace the shame in my life. This is it, you guys. Haven't had a drop of alcohol. I'm going to wake up tomorrow still like, what the fuck did I do last night? Especially that ghost shit. What was I saying? They say it's really easy to swap addictions. So if you're addicted to one substance and you quit it, it's really easy to misdirect or redirect that behavior towards something else. For instance, after I quit drinking, I started playing a lot of pickleball. If I'm not playing, I'm talking about it, which is really embarrassing, you guys. So it's clear that while I was able to successfully quit the sauce, I am now having a crippling addiction to being white. That's right. I'm just waiting for my friends to come over like, Deb, put down the sourdough starter. We're here to help. And I'm like, I'll Esther D for one more Peloton ride, bro. Okay, that was weird. They say the younger generations are drinking less, which I think is adorable, right? As a Gen Xer, I don't think we really had that choice, you know? It wasn't a matter of if we were going to drink. It was a matter of, don't be a fucking pussy, Kyle. Those were our choices, you guys. That was it. You guys seem like a pretty hip crowd. Are you familiar with the term edging? Okay. I'm going to take that laughing as that you know. If you don't know, edging is when you purposely withhold your orgasm for as long as possible. I recently found out that I'm actually pretty into edging, except I call it something else. I call it taking Lexapro. If you know, you know. And if you don't, you're having much better sex than I am, okay? I was invited to a 40th birthday party this weekend, and the invite said party starts at 3 and ends at 6 p.m. And I cannot think of a much more effective way of foreshadowing just how lame your 40s are going to be, right? Starts at 3 and ends at 6. I mean, why bother, right? At that point, can I just drive by and throw a gift card to the Home Depot on your lawn and call it good? Can we do that? Okay. That joke's new, you guys. That's what I like about comedy. If something doesn't work, you can just say, that joke's new. I just wonder if that would translate into real life. Like if I try to stick my big toe in someone's butthole during sex, they didn't like it, can I just say, ooh, sorry, that's just something I'm working on. I will see tonight. You guys are a lot of fun. Thank you so much for sticking around tonight. I run a podcast. I wouldn't be a comic if I wasn't shamelessly plugging a podcast, but I run a podcast. It's called Dry Wit. It's me and my friend Andrew Orvidal, who's also a comic. We talk about giving up the booze, getting hammered on life. We interview a bunch of different comics from around the country. You guys should tune in if that's something you're into. But thanks so much for being here tonight. Give it up for your host, Debbie Shear.
Thanks, Deb. Awesome. I don't know, Deb. That birthday party timeline sounds epically awesome to me. I am right there. I love it. We're going to keep moving along. Our next comedian, if you were here last time, then you had the pleasure of seeing him perform. He runs a show called Second Chance Comedy, and really exploding with this comedy show. They're traveling all over, and it's sensational. So give it up for Joe Huseman.
So can I just start out by saying all my jokes are going to be new? Does that work too, Deb? Or okay. So something a lot of people always tell me is, they're always like, "Oh, you're one of those people that has an addictive personality." I was like, that's really just a nice way of saying that a lot of the shit that I enjoy doing is self-destructive. Like I used to be a drug addict. I know I look more like the guy that goes to PTA meetings to try to bully them into serving 2% instead of whole milk. I look like I correct first grade teachers for grammar mistakes on parent newsletters. It's to whom? To whom? Come on. But yeah, for most of my 20s, I got into smoking crack. And if you don't know, smoking crack is basically smoking cocaine. In the 70s, they called it freebasing. In the 80s, they called it crack. So I fell for the rebranding. I mean, if they really wanted it to fail, they should have just called it New Coke. Fortunately, I never got into that Crystal Pepsi, though, because that shit'll fuck you up. But, nobody chooses addiction. It's not like you look at that first line of Coke one day and say, sweet, this is going to fuck up everything. It's not like you come to a fork in the road where one sign says, full life's potential, and you're like, what's down this way? Incarceration, insurmountable debt, extreme tooth decay. Yeah, I want those things. No, addiction's more like a kid on a big wheel at the top of a giant hill. It starts out like innocent fun, but then suddenly you're moving so fast that you can't stop or get off. And the only way that ride ends is after you run over everyone you love and smash into a police car. How it started for me was I liked going to parties, but alcohol didn't work on me like it did for other people. I skipped over the confident funny part, and I went right from awkward weirdo to awkward weirdo that threw up on the dog. That'll really ruin a party. I mean, you know what a dog does when it gets wet, right? It shakes it off. But yeah, then when I was 16, somebody gave me a line of Coke, and that changed everything. Suddenly I was funny, I was cool, and even the dog forgave me. But smoking crack was next level. Those ads back in the 80s, they weren't lying. I mean, who knew you could get such wisdom from folks like, Pee Wee Herman and Mr. T and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But I do think it's an untapped source of unlimited potential. I mean, if you want to see creative collaboration at its finest, just find a group of crack addicts that just smoked their last hit and are trying to find more. I mean, NASA could show up right there and say, hey, guys, there's an 8-ball on Mars if you could get it. And they'd be like, maybe we can modify that old Ford Pinto in the barn. All we got to do is fill up the gas tank and get rear-ended. But yeah, forgot what I was going to say. But I do, when I got off drugs, I got a job at a tech company. And that's a tough thing to do as an ex-drug addict. But one of the things I really struggled with was some of the corporate lingo. They'd say things in meetings like, well, let's circle back. Is that like when I drive around the block so I don't look suspicious in front of the dealer's house? Or they'd say, that's baked in. Is that when I'm too fucked up to go outside? Or we got a hard stop. It's like, oh, I know this one. That's when I dropped the last hit on the shag carpet. Fuck. Yeah. But, a lot of the people I worked with had a more traditional path, and, they'd talk a lot about their 20s and their college days and stuff. But the only thing that I got out of my 20s was these Jason Bourne-like observation skills. I can tell you that there's 15 convenience stores within a 5-mile radius. 9 of those carry those cigars that come in glass tubes, and 5 of those have both Brillo and baking soda. I can tell you that Jenny in accounting's been up for 2 days, and that Shane in technical support weighs 150 pounds, and he's the most likely employee to have cocaine on him right now. If we all throw in $20, I can have us high as fuck by noon. But the thing that bugs me more than anything working in corporate America is these stupid corporate silly icebreakers they would do. You know, these things like 2 truths and a lie. Because I wouldn't know what it was. I'd never know what to say when it's my turn. You know, it comes back to me and it's like, well, let's see. I've got 3 DWIs. I had my car window shot out while driving in South Minneapolis. And I graduated high school at the top of my class. Yeah, that's right. That last one's a lie. I didn't graduate. I do have 3 DWIs. It's not something I'm proud of, but it would always bother me when people would say, Joe, how could you get a DWI? It's because I was drunk. You know, I assure you, I would never drive drunk sober. I wouldn't do it. But, you know, people do a lot of dumb shit when they're drunk, you know, like hitting on your best friend's mom, dancing on a table at Olive Garden, choosing Bohemian Rhapsody as your karaoke song. Nobody puts you down for those things. But the thing that bothers me more than anything as an ex-crack addict is when people compare random things to crack. You know, like, this caramel corn is like crack. Or these cookies are like crack. It's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure you've never smoked crack before. That's not how that works. I mean, would you ever work a double shift to buy a box of Thin Mints? Would you consider stealing your parents' TV for some double stuffed Oreos? I can guarantee you that nobody has ever sucked a dick for pecan sandies. I don't care how good your grandma's recipe is. But yeah, I'm Joe Hughesman. As Debbie mentioned, thank you. I produce a show called Second Chance Comedy. If you're interested, we got a website, secondchancecomedy.com. All the shows are listed out there. I think we've got like 9 scheduled right now, or 7 or something, but there's more coming. Love to see you at a show, so thank you very much for the time.
Give it up for Joe one more time. And actually, I think the next show, is that the August 9th show? So August 2nd, where's that one? The People's Building in Aurora is August 2nd, and then the 9th is the John Hand Theater. Yeah, so 2 opportunities coming up to see that show. It's really a good one. We're going to keep moving along. We're going to keep moving. Although, Joe, I have to say, those breadsticks at Olive Garden, I would do a lot of unspeakable things for those. And I can't have gluten, and I would still do that. So here we are. You what? Here we are, me learning the life lessons late in life. So thank you for that. Hey, curious to know, is our friend Do Work 93 here? I know. I do. Yes. Is that you? Is that your secret name? No. Okay. I didn't know. I was so hoping that you would jump up. All right. Well, we're going to keep going then. Our next person, I see him right back there. He's going to offer us a little bit of some slam poetry. So join me in welcoming Swain to the stage.
Prepared for this. Heard. This is my daughter's. It reminds me what I do this for. Yeah, I'm actually at Elevate, and I'm kind of snuck over here real quick. Had no idea. I like doing things just kind of like off the cuffs. All right. Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I hope your social identity does not conceal your creativity to vibe with me. The word roots is so easy to say, but when you look back on history, the word roots is why Kunta Kinte maintained his name. The word roots is why Harriet Tubman put her life on the line. The word roots is what I think of to surpass time. The word roots flow deep inside my African-American vein. The word roots is what I think of to remember my name. But these roots aren't getting deeper. They're becoming weaker as time becomes our teacher. We see black people on BET, we think that's how we gotta be. That's the way the world perceives us. There's no reason to be us. But no, not me. You see, I am more than just your textbook page out of U.S. coming of age. I said, I am more than just your textbook page out of U.S. coming of age. My roots flow deep within me like the river Euphrates. They keep me healthy and strong so I might withstand the negative image of a black man. A black man. What is a black man? Orange jumpsuits, braids in his hair, saggy pants, and sports is the only way he can get anywhere? I get reminded of history from a movie called Glory, when a lieutenant with Caucasian complexion skin led a group of black men to stay with them to the ends of the foundation of our country could begin. Roots were planted just then. They died so our roots can grow, so future generations can remember that these roots belong to a tree that's bigger than you and me. It's something constitutional. Oh, it's called We the People.
I didn't know he was a runner. I would have been so much faster. So much faster. Did he already leave the building? He's left the building. He is long gone. So, all right. Well, when I see him out there, I'm going to say a massive thank you to that. We're going to close out tonight with a little bit more comedy. And this next comedian, in my opinion, has the best name in show business, quite frankly, any area at all whatsoever. If you were here last time, you got to see him. If you check out Joe's show, you will also have an opportunity to see him. But please join me in welcoming to the stage Von Sprecken.
Cool, thanks. I would normally never read off my phone, but I just did a show in Kansas yesterday. I had to drive all the way out, do a show, come back. And the only thing worse through driving through Kansas was driving through Kansas at night. So anyway, but yeah, let's see. I've been clean a little over 10 years. I got off drugs a little over 10 years, I should say now. That's pretty cool. Oh, no, don't clap for that. That was just the first time. Yeah. Actually, I mean, I am totally clean now, though. If you guys want to clap for that, I don't want to give you, don't want to give you blue balls this early in the set. But yeah, man, it didn't happen all at once, you know? Like, there was slip-ups. Like, I remember when they made mushrooms legal in Denver, I was like, mushrooms are mild. I can handle mushrooms. But then I took it too far, like I always do, and now I'm banned from the aquarium. I don't know, man. But yeah, you might have heard, that mushrooms are, actually pretty non-addictive, which is true. Mushrooms are very hard to abuse. But on the other hand, I'm a fucking pro. I'll figure it out. Like I'll do it. And so now I just do comedy, which is great. It's they say laughter is the best medicine, which I think for me is true because unlike my other medications, much harder to crush it and snort it. Not that I haven't tried. But yeah, now I'm doing comedy, so I'm still doing one-liners, but I used to have to roll up a dollar bill first. So this is actually awesome. I'm glad I don't need the dollar anymore because now that I am a working comedian, I don't have a dollar. So that's cool. Let's see. So let's see. Oh yeah, comedy is it's awesome. It's fast, it's cheap, it's fun, and it's only barely ruining my life. So it's going great. Man. So now I guess my drug of choice would be adrenaline. I'm a bit of an adrenaline junkie, and comedy is a great source of adrenaline because like public speaking is still one of the #1 fears, even above death, which I think is crazy because everyone I know does it like compulsively, like you can't stop it. Did I mention I drove 6 hours to Kansas and back just to get my high? Like that was a crazy trip. I guess I get it though, because like. I mean, it is scary in a way. I mean, a crowd full of people just staring at you quietly. Like, this is the last thing a lot of our ancestors saw. Like, choose your next words carefully. You're about to be stoned. Like not in a fun Denver way, like in an Old Testament way. Back then when they kicked you out of an aquarium, they meant business. But yeah, man, that's why actually I think it's kind of messed up that when they execute someone, they make them, they ask them, do you have any last words? Which is like, what, you're going to murder me and I have to give a speech? Fuck you. That's not, do people get nervous? Like they got a noose around their neck and note cards, just like, okay, Webster's dictionary defines execution. I dropped them, fuck it, just kill me, just fucking kill me. Like, That's good, man. Adrenaline's a crazy drug, actually. It is. It's basically all natural cocaine. You know, it speeds you up, it numbs you out, which is actually a very dangerous combination. You know, because you're making a lot of decisions, but like badly. You know, it'll make you do crazy. Cocaine and adrenaline will make you do crazy things, like start fights with drive-through employees, or like a raccoon who looks kind of full of himself. You know, I've actually never lost a fight to a drive-through employee. Raccoons are tricky. You never know. Actually, you know, I've never lost a fight to a drive-through employee. You know how? I throw the raccoon at him. That shit works every time. Works every time. If done right, no can defend. You know, in Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi's just like teaching him the crane kick. He's like, if done right, no can defend. I'm like, bullshit. Throw a raccoon at him. You see what happens. Yeah. On a related note, I'm banned from the karate tournament too. That's. Yeah, I don't know, man. Actually, it is. Adrenaline is a powerful natural painkiller. That's kind of its job, you know. Like back in the day, if a tiger jumps out, you know, and he scratches you, you don't have time to be like, time out, I'm telling my mom. Like, no, you feel that later, run away now. But a lot of people don't realize, you know, that just how powerful it is. Like, I've seen people get out of car accidents and they're just walking on a clearly broken leg. Like, that was a close one. Wow. Thank God no one was hurt, you know. And it works on all kinds of pain. People don't realize, like, it doesn't just work on physical pain. It also works on, like, emotional pain or abstract pain. So, you know, like while I'm up here, I'm not worried about how much is in my checking account. You know, I'm just like, make them laugh so they don't kill you. You know, it's great. Really brings you into the moment. Yeah. Also, though, I mean, all right, so being broke is also really good for adrenaline, though, you know? Just like every swipe of the credit card's like a round of Russian roulette. Like, it's really cool. People think this is brave, but the bravest thing I do by far is sometimes when I pay for groceries, I swipe my card. I don't even look at the total, dude. I just walk away. I'm like James Bond, you know, from an explosion he just caused. Just like, yeah. They call me 007 because that's what's in my checking account. But yeah, man, this has been pretty cool. Been doing comedy for a while. Nothing to say about that. Sorry, no, I really did not get any sleep last night. Oh yeah, a lot of people are addicted to adrenaline, though. You know, not just the kind of people that you think. You know, not just like people that like, have you guys ever seen one on the news, like one of these Karens or whatever that's like constantly like starting fights with employees? You know, she like makes the news because she pistol whipped a Chili's employee. Yeah, Karen's a crackhead. Karen, she just didn't know how to process her own disappointment in her father, so she's got to take it out on the nearest, you know, authority figure. So here comes the manager. Like, yeah, we get it. You know, and she's like, you're not even my real manager. And he's like, but I was there for you. You know, did your real manager ever give you a free drink with purchase of an entree? No. It's dumb. I mean, don't believe me. Some people are addicted to conflict and stress. Don't believe me? Try arguing with someone online. I have seen actual crackheads act way more reasonable than these people, okay? They're just like, I can't sleep till everyone knows Star Wars is woke now. Like, it's, yeah, we know. Oh, man. Gosh, what else? I mean, it started early for me. I was raised in an abusive household. Anybody else? Woo. Yeah, no, actually, that's the right level of energy. That's what I'm looking for. Sometimes someone goes like, yeah, and I'm like, you didn't get hit that hard, Jesus. But no, man, and this is, I don't know, like this is, you know, we're wrapping up the show. This is supposed to be comedy. I don't want to like bring the mood down too much. So quick joke just to reset the momentum. Knock, knock. Shit, it's my dad. See, I can joke about it. I'm doing a lot better now. Lots of therapy, but I mean, don't get me wrong, it fucked me up a little bit, you know? Like, people tell me a knock-knock joke, and they're just like, knock-knock, and I go, come back with a warrant! So that's where I'm at. I don't know. Now I'm in recovery, though. Is going pretty... Anyone else in recovery? Where are my people in recovery at? Yeah! Yeah, make some noise if you had to pee in a cup for the government. Oh, it's not fun peeing in a cup for the government, which is a shame because peeing in things used to be one of my favorite hobbies, honestly. But but when the state makes you do it, you know, they take the fun out of everything. I don't know, man. I don't even know what else I want to talk about. I'll probably just get off on that. Sorry, I'm so tired, everybody. I'm honestly a lot funnier than this. All right, thank you.
Give it up for Vaughn. And you know what? If you go to the second chance comedy show, you're going to be on that show, right, Vaughn? Yeah. Oh, come on now. We need... You are. That's exciting. I love that. Bobby, may I give this to you? I think this is yours. Double fisting. I don't really know where that came. And what's scary about that is it came out of my mouth, which is weird, but there was somebody in the audience who went, nice. So that's even more concerning. Okay, anyways, but we're probably should be friends, is what I'm trying to say. We've got kind of an extra little surprise here that we just found out about. Our good friend Darren, I don't know if you know this or not, but well, you're going to find out real quick. He plays the violin, and he's really fantastic. So we're going to bring him up to the stage to entertain us. Well, then you better hope that...
Thank you, everybody. So I don't often get up here and play. I do play often at we do another open mic at Red Rock Recovery Center every month on the third Friday of every month. I get to play up there a lot. And I'm a surprise appearance, so I appreciate your patience. But I just wanted to, this isn't comedy, so it's a little bit, so this thing saved my life, right? I spoke to you guys earlier about like finding that one thing that kind of completes you. And when I was younger, I used to play the violin, and it was really important to me. As I got older and I started, doing the things that I did, I gave up all the things that were beautiful in my life. And when I turned 42, and I got sober, my sponsor said, well, you can go do anything you want now. You can go have fun. And I didn't know what the hell that was. And so I went to a meeting called Artists in Recovery, and this woman, I told them, I thought I was going crazy. I was a tweaker for over 7 years, living on the streets, homeless. So I saw the world in a little bit different dimension, if you will. And so when I got sober and my sponsor told me that, I asked my higher powers, like, I need something else in my life. And I started hearing violins everywhere, like on my Pandora station, at the grocery store, all these places. And so I went to a meeting called Artists in Recovery, and I shared that story, and a woman approached me and she said, I teach violin, do you want to learn? And I said, I can't, I'm too old, I can't afford a violin, how dare you? And she said, I didn't ask you that. So after every meeting, she took me up and she taught me how to play the violin. And this is her mom's violin that she gave me. And this is Grace. And she said, as long as I continue to practice, right? So I would practice and practice and practice. And it became something that connected me back to myself, right? So when I was living on the streets, I used to, towards the end of my days, I would stay at this little place on 7th and Forest, and there's a church there. And at the side of the church is this little grotto, and there's a statue of Mary in this little grotto, and I would stay there because it kind of had a wall where the police wouldn't bother you, and it was, a little shelter from the storm. And there was a statue of Mary there. And my grandmother always said that when you're in trouble, you ask Mary for help. And so this is... a little bit after that is when coincidences started happening, and I got into a treatment center, and my life started changing around. And so one of the first songs I wanted to learn was this one. So this is called Ave Maria. Hope you like it.
Hey, give it up for Darren, and actually give it up for all the performers tonight. And hopefully, yes? Awesome. Hopefully, if you're here and you're thinking, I might want to try this, I hope you're motivated to sign up for the next one, and I hope you really got the sense that it's a loving, very supportive environment, and people just want you to succeed and have fun. So I would encourage you to do that. Also, the next open mic is September 26th. Again, we just ask that you register online, and then if you want to perform, there is a Google Doc online that we ask you to fill out. So thank you all again for choosing to be here. We know that it's summertime. There's a lot that's pulling us in a lot of directions. And while we all still have choice, I'm really glad that you chose to be here tonight. So thank you, and we'll see you at the next one.